Welcome to EnduringTechnologyPress.com. I'm Eric, and it's fall and processing season, so it's time to do my review for Tattler lids. And I've been canning for years. I can remember putting my first thing of jam together with my grandmother at the cottage when I was a wee little kid. And a number of years ago, I started to use Tattler lids, about 4 or 5 years ago. And I did that in part because it's becoming a pain to buy the metal reusable ones. Well, I guess they're single use. When I was canning and just using boiling water bath, I'd inspect them, and I still do, make sure that they are sound, especially if they've only had one use, and then may reuse them. And I have pretty good results with that. But then I started pressure canning, and I guess this would be about 7 years ago, and things like, here's turkey stock with a lot of turkey in it. And it's great soup base. Really quick. I have a great All-American pressure canner, but there's no way that you're going to recover one of these lids once you go and pressure can it. It sucks down too hard and you end up twisting it and breaking it. It's a single-use lid in that situation. So I started really going through lids quickly. So I bought a few samples of the Tattler lids, and I cursed them. They really are something that requires a trick. I get about 50% sealing, to the point that I ended up going back and doing about 3/4 of my loads with the regular metal lids, and then doing the other quarter with the Tattler lids and trying to figure out what I needed to do to get it to seal properly. And these lids are great once you learn how to use them. The standard one, of course, has the rubber seal, rubber gasket, right on that lid. You pop it in, and if you're just starting canning, this is the way to go. You want to pick up some Tattler lids, great, and play with them, but I'd recommend you do the same thing that I ended up doing, which is running a smaller, sample of Tattler lids. These ones, tighten the band roughly, and you're good to go. You're nearly always going to get a seal. You get very few failures on this, and they're easy to check. Tattler lids are easy to check too. I mean, if you can do this with the lid, a 1 liter thing, you're not going to have a problem, knowing that that's sealed. But you have to deviate a little bit in how you do it. Now, to get you started, you have to accept a few things. Number one, you're not going to snug the band down nearly as tight as you would normally. There just isn't the space on the lid. So I take the rubber gaskets, and what I like to do is heat up in the microwave a bowl of water so that it's not quite boiling but pretty warm. Toss my rubber gaskets in there and let them heat up. When I did it on the stove with boiling water, like you traditionally do for these lids, just didn't work. I had more failures. So I take the warm rings, put it on the lid, and I've just washed the lid. I keep them, I actually have a couple thousand, actually 500 bags of those, but for the ones that I keep on the counter in the cupboard for small batches, I just use the original boxes. So you put your finger down, get it set, all centered, take the ring, put a finger or a thumb on your lid, right, like this, so that you're holding everything fixed in place. You don't want to skew your gasket. Take your ring, and this is what really is going to require you to do it for yourself. You got to feel for the tightness. I'm just finger tightening it there, and then I drop it back about 1/8 of a turn, maybe 1/16. So finger tight. You're not wrenching down on this, and then about 1/16 of a turn back. And then the original instructions here say go, and as soon as it comes out of the boiling water bath, or as soon as you dropped your pressure in your pressure canner, go and wrench down on it. And I guess here the idea is, really seat it firmly. I had worse luck doing that than I did just taking it out, letting it cool, and then when it's all cool, pulling off the band and checking, right? And it works great for, here's some applesauce that we've canned up just the other day. Here's our apple pectin. Here's some of last fall's, that's either turkey or goose, I think it's goose, that we canned up. One of the things you're going to notice, if you've got a little bit of fat, and I like a little bit of fat with my stock, is that you should leave a little bit more of a headspace. That will allow you to avoid having that fat splatter up, get in between the rubber band and the lid, which would keep it from sealing properly. These are a little bit more expensive. I was able to do my big buy and get them at I think about 50 cents a piece when they had some super crazy blowout special. And that's why I bought so many. They're awesome. These are what I do all my canning for myself in right now. These other ones, you'll see applesauce here. This is going to the neighbor whose apples we picked, and they're getting some of the processed applesauce back. So I don't count on getting the jar back. I don't count on getting my tin back, my lid. So I might as well give them the whole pack and package of ones that are conventional. And I'll keep the more expensive rings for myself, for friends and family that I know that I'm going to get my jar and my lid and my gasket back from. So they're a great investment. They'll let you keep on. I haven't had to reuse or buy new gaskets. Had very few failures of these, and I've been using it for about 4 or 5 years now. So this is a great system, but it does require you to gain a little bit of practice to get an understanding of what the limitations are. It's not nearly as forgiving as the metal lids, but they're a whole lot cheaper, they're a whole lot more sustainable, and in the long run, if you're going to do a lot of canning, they're a lot cheaper. So if that's what you're doing, consider picking up some Tattler lids, especially if they come on special. For more on canning and all sorts of other things to empower your independence, go to enduringtechnologypress.com. Thanks.